Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Shaman J. It's time to talk about Tesla. So right now it's got to be the prime time to buy a Tesla because the rates are fairly low. And if you don't know, Tesla they don't have their own financing, but they partner with several banks and credit unions, about 4 to 5 from what I'm told. They could have changed that by now, but they partner with several banks and credit unions to get you the best rate for these promotional rates. So there's promotional rates and there's just the standard rates. They're typically around 5 to 7. I've never really seen it at 7 for well qualified, but I've seen it at 6. So let's tackle this first. First, let me tell you about the promotions that they're doing right now. 0% on the Model Y and the Model 3, depending on your term. And then also all Teslas get 3 months of supercharging free and 3 months of full self-driving free on top of the $1,000 that you'll save by using my link. Now, and that's $1,000 minimum. Depending on what car you buy, you could save $10,000. If you're buying a more premium vehicle like a S or an X, you could save a ton of money. I put out a video previously talking about how you could get a Tesla Model S Plaid like mine for $10,000 off. Those sold already. They're gone. Someone bought them. There was a few of them there that were with the discount. They already had like 9,000 off. So it's still some there. The price is just higher, but nonetheless, you'll save at least $1,000 on any Tesla you buy. And then also you will get 3 months of supercharging and 3 months of full self-driving at no cost to you. So whether you want to order brand new or order through the inventory brand new or order pre-owned, you're going to get at least $1,000 off. And when you go through inventory, it's even better. You're getting, I got $4,500 off of my car just by doing new inventory, like car was built, waiting to be sold. Which is why that color is not ultra red like my Model Y. I just said, forget it. I'll just take whatever's available because these discounts are just too good. So use the link, get $1,000 off, 3 months of free supercharging and 3 months of full self-driving. So you kind of determine what your deal is going to be after the $1,000. So if you order brand new, you're going to get $1,000 in 3 months and 3 months. But if you go to new and then go up to the tab on vehicle and select inventory to the right, you're going to see brand new vehicles in there that qualify for even a bigger discount on top of the $1,000. So Tesla is offering 0% right now in the Model 3 and the Model Y for the term that you choose. But if you don't choose the 36 or 48, I believe it is, and you choose 60, they're offering 1.9% on these vehicles. And then if you go 72 months, it's only 2.99%. So basically 3%, 2%, or 0%. And this is for well-qualified people. So what do I consider well-qualified? When I bought my Model Y at the 0% or whatever, credit score was like 814 or something like that. Well qualified with Tesla is, they say it's 720 plus. So I just want you to have a minimum 720, but it's more than just a credit score. You need to have a good debt to income, meaning for the people that just don't understand that, because I know that I've learned there are a lot of new car buyers. Like this is your first new car, or this is your first car, or you're young and you bought it at 18, got my Tesla at 21, things like that. These guys need to know that buying this car isn't so much an investment unless it's for your business. And you'll be able to get tax write-offs for certain things. But most of these people that are buying these cars are just regular people that really want a Tesla, and they're young. So you need to make sure, as I put it in a term you can understand, is you need to have more money coming in than you have going out. You don't want a lot of debt if you want to have a higher credit score and you want to have a good debt to ratio. You want to have, if you got 10,000 coming in a month, only have 20 or 2,000 at most going out, and that's what your expense is. So, and I know that's not realistic for a lot of people, but that's just an example. But you want to have a good ratio of money that they want to know you're saving, you're responsible, and the things on your credit need to be current. You can't have delinquents and repos and things like that and think you're going to be considered well qualified, because there are people out there I've heard that have repos and stuff like that, and they can get qualified, but they don't get the promotional rate. They just get whatever rate they're offered. But right now, it seems like everyone is getting approved for a Tesla. I've seen people with bad credit saying, man, I got approved. I can't believe it. It's happening. So at this point in the game, driving EV just makes sense. And, it's more than just getting the big discounts and the promotional rates and getting big savings, because you will. you've heard me say this multiple times. You've heard multiple people say it. I'm just a guy just sitting here talking to you like we're in the living room or at a coffee shop or something. After you get past the point of, because there's a lot of people I've learned that really want a Tesla, but they're afraid of range anxiety. They're afraid they're going to get stalled out or something's going to happen. They're going to have to charge. It's just not like that, folks. The cars will tell you when it's time to do it, or you can do it on your own. For if you're taking a trip, and if you're in town, it'll still warn you, hey, you need to navigate to a supercharger or you need to go home and park it and charge or whatever. So this range anxiety thing, that conversation is so old, and I don't hear really anybody talking about it anymore because it's just not existence because there's so many chargers out there. Tesla's infrastructure is so great, and now they've opened it up to other EVs. So if you just for some reason don't want a Tesla, you can still charge at Tesla chargers, but you're going to get the slower speeds and you're going to pay more money. So I have a Model Y and I've owned 2 Model 3s, and I also have a Model S Plaid right now. So I have the Plaid and I have the Model Y dual motor. So I have 2 great vehicles from Tesla. And I think depending on what your goal is, to me right now, the best deal that Tesla offers for a new buyer of a Tesla is the entry-level the lowest price car they have. It has 363 miles and you can charge it to 100% every day. It's called the LFP battery. Those batteries are the ones that you can charge to 100% no matter what. Tesla recommends that you charge them to 100% at least once or twice a week. It keeps those batteries conditioned very well. But everybody else who doesn't have an LFP battery, which is just going to be the long range Model 3 and then performance, and then give them to the Model Y, the dual motor. Any of the entry level vehicles of the Model Y and the Model 3, they have the LFP battery. I believe that Model Y has an LFP battery too. Correct me if I'm wrong. But most of the time, it's just that entry level Model 3. And all the other vehicles, it's recommended that you charge to 80% every day. And Tesla recommends that you just leave your car plugged up when you're at home. Nothing's going to happen if you just leave it plugged up at home. Because I'll talk about charging in a moment, but the best deal, I think, for a new car buyer is a Tesla Model 3 entry-level rear-wheel drive long range. It's got 363 miles on a charge. It's super affordable. You get a tax credit. There's just so many things. And the tax credit, I believe, is going away. Now, Tesla is doing that to try to get some sales, I'm sure, because they said that last year and they brought it right back. The tax credit is if you qualify for a certain income, you can actually now apply your taxes to the car, and it kind of just it brings the price down. I guess you could call it a down payment, but it brings the car price down even more. So you hit the Tesla website and you'll see tax credit. You slide that over, uncheck the one for gas savings, and then put the taxes and tax credit. And that's going to be a realistic number for you because your gas savings, I'll move to that next. The gas savings is something that's going to be different. So let me give you my scenario of good gas saving. I drive a 24 Corvette E-Ray as well. That's an exotic sports car. It is very fast, but it uses gas. And so it uses premium fuel. So my car isn't a daily driver, but I daily drive my Plaid. So if I did daily drive my Corvette, you can guarantee that I'd be having even more gas savings if those were the cars I had to choose from, because the Corvette, when the prices are about $2.90 to $3 a gallon, the Corvette takes about $45 or so to fill up. And when I do that, depending on how I drove on the previous trip, I'm getting between $295 or $285 is the lowest I've ever seen on that car, period, to $315 to $325 on a fill up. Now, on a good time of me cruising properly in the car, I'm getting $385 or so at the peak, and then $350 on the times if it was mixed driving. Now, when gas prices are higher, the car costs closer to $60 to fill up. Now, if I was daily driving that car, I would, depending on how I'm commuting, if it's a lot of in-town driving, I would have to fill up twice a week more than likely, which then would make the car become about $450 to $550, almost $600 a month for gas. On the Tesla, on the other hand, on my Plaid, because I think this is a pretty decent comparison because they're both fast cars, respectfully. So the Tesla Plaid I have is a sports sedan, and the Corvette is an exotic sports car, but they still pretty much will require premium fuel, if you will. So the Plaid, on the other hand, charging the Plaid to 100%, I get like $350 to $360 if I were to do that. And that would only cost me maybe $22 or so. But with Tesla, depending on what time of day you go to a charger, that's going to determine the price. So it says it. If you want to charge, if you want the lowest prices for charging, peak time I've seen for Tesla is the highest I've seen it where I live at is 37 cents a kilowatt. And even though I don't pay for supercharging, I have free unlimited supercharging on my Plaid and my Model Y. Like, got it. This is there. Don't ask me how I did it. I got it. But when you buy a Model S, they do give you a lot of perks up front. They give you like premium. And also it depends on what the promotion is at the time. So right now, like I said before, recap on the promotions, you got 0% on the Model 3 and the Model Y, depending on your term, or you can get 2% or 3%, depending if you raise the term up to 72 months. And then you're getting 3 months of free supercharging and 3 months of free full self-driving on top of all the discounts that you'll get off the price of the car. Use the link. I'm telling you, you'll see for yourself. So if you compare the Plaid and the Corvette to each other, when it comes to filling up, I'm saving hundreds of dollars because technically I drive 2 fast cars, and my Corvette, again, takes premium fuel. Now, on the times that I'm charging the Tesla to 80%, which is what I do all the time, I get about 273 miles every time when I fill up to 80%, because I keep it at 80%. I keep the Model Y at 80%, and I keep the Plaid at 80%. But when we go on a trip, take it to 100. So with that said, the savings, the cost savings you're going to get with the Tesla is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. You're going to be impressed at how much money you save with fuel, depending on how you commute. Now, if you're buying the Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive, you're going to save even more money because that car gets longer range. And if you commute a longer distance, like if you're going more than 45 miles one way, you're going in any of the Teslas, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to find your cost savings to your gas bill, even if it's a Toyota Corolla. Toyota Corolla is known for getting 30, 40, 50 miles to the gallon. The hybrids, 53, 51. But however, the thing is, folks, I'm not against hybrids. I'm not against gas vehicles. I still love gas vehicles. However, daily driving an EV, the savings are real time. Your transmission can go out. A motor can go out on the Tesla. A motor could go out on the Tesla. But Tesla's customer service is so different than, it's not all roses with Tesla's customer service, but the way they handle you is not like any other company. They come to your house, or they'll come get you wherever you're at. They're roadside. Now, I haven't experienced this personally, like the roadside assistance, but I have experienced them coming to the house to fix things on the Model 3. They did it multiple times. You can choose home visit. You don't have to go drop your car for the service center. And almost every time, if you have to drop your car for the service center, you're getting a loaner. Hands down. You're going to get a loaner. Nearly every time you're going to get a loaner. I've had to drop the red Model 3 off at the service center. They gave me a Plaid. I've had to drop the Model 3 off, my blue Model 3 off at the service center. They gave me a Model S. I've dropped off the Model 3 and they gave me a Model X. It's just, they're going to take care of you on a loaner because there's no fuel savings or things that's needed. You can charge their cars anywhere. You can go on the toll. They pay for everything. On the flip side of that, my experience with a gas company, a gas vehicle company, I won't say the name of it, but it's on my car channel, but they didn't want to give me a loan. It was the worst. I had brand new car broke down. I had to take it in and they couldn't find the parts. It took forever. It's just a different world when it comes to maintenance with an electric vehicle. With the Tesla, there's so many more options. A motor could go out in a Tesla, but how often does that happen quickly? On the other hand, you've got oil changes on gas vehicles, transmission flush. There's way more things that break on gas vehicles faster than it might break on a Tesla or an electric vehicle. So people out there, new drivers, I highly recommend that you go electric now. Plus, this is the direction that we're going in. Even my Corvette has electric on the front. So this is the new E-Ray, and it is electric motors on the front wheels and a V8 on the rear, which that's why it's all-wheel drive. So all vehicles, and there's plenty of other exotic cars than mine that have electric rear end or front end. This is just the way it's going to be. So my car is, the electric motors on the front of my car are for power though. They're for performance. They're not for like efficiency, even though that car is really efficient on fuel for what it is. But I think if you just lay it all out there on the table, the savings when driving the Tesla is so much in your face real time. Some people just don't like it. They say, well, I hate EVs. Well, why do you hate EVs? You can only go so far on a charge. That's all that talk is just not true. These are from people who don't own the vehicle. So they're just reading the specs. I have not been stranded in my Tesla by running out of charge. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it'll be some kind of failure or something. And then I talk about the warranty on Teslas. The warranty on my Model Y, I'll start there, is 50,000 miles bumper to bumper or 4 years. There are gas vehicles out there that have a warranty like that, or possibly better. Hyundai, I believe, has probably got one of the best warranties for bumper to bumper. Okay. Now, 50,000 miles or 4 years, whichever comes first, and then 120,000 miles is covered regardless on the battery and the drivetrain. So that means I get or till 2032. So either it's going to be 150,000 miles or 2032 before I'd have to pay for something on that drivetrain, if it even breaks. There are more Teslas on the road right now where the drivetrains have not failed and the batteries have not failed, and drivers are at 200, 300, 500,000 miles. It is there. It's there. So with gas vehicles, no, you're going to have a transmission rebuilt, the engine rebuilt, something, oil changes, all the maintenance and stuff that comes with owning a gas vehicle, non-existent on an electric vehicle. That is why lately I've been telling people, and I'm a V8 guy, folks, but I don't daily drive a V8 anymore. I did, but I don't do it anymore. I reserve that for my exotic sports car only, probably. I daily drive a V6 or a 4-cylinder sports car, but not a V8. The fuel savings is just better on the 4 or 6, depending on which car you get. The Porsche I'm looking at, that's a V6. So the fuel savings will be different. The maintenance will be high. Oil change on that Porsche was $400. Yeah, it gets expensive depending on what kind of gas vehicle you're choosing. So I say all that to say this, folks. Now is the time. Now is the time to buy an electric vehicle. Whether you hate it or love it, you could have so much savings. And all these new drivers, I look at videos online and I see so many young people buying electric cars, and as well they should. I will highly recommend a new driver with an electric vehicle over a gas vehicle. And I know you can get the new Corolla. It's like $27,000. It's got great fuel economy, but it still has all the other things that come with owning a gas vehicle. The electric vehicle, non-existent. Heck, even the Model 3, I believe, is 100,000 miles on the drivetrain and battery, and 50,000 miles, I believe, bumper to bumper. And another reason why I would recommend younger drivers to get into a Tesla, the crash rating. That's something that people just don't talk about, the crash rating. Tesla's one of the safest cars on the road, not to mention the Model Y being the top selling car, but the Teslas are some of the safest cars on the road. That's just what it is. I'm not making this up. I've actually watched Tesla crash videos, and to see that people survived, it's incredible. I mean, and I hardly see any Teslas tip over because, they weight the bottom heavy of it. So it's just, it can happen probably, depending on who's hitting it. It definitely can happen and what's hitting it. But I just say that there's a lot of new drivers out there, not just young drivers. I've been noticing people my age and older getting into Teslas. It's a no-brainer right now. Fuel savings are great. They are great. The last thing I want to talk about is charging at home versus the supercharger. Now, I did tell you that I have unlimited supercharging on both the cars, so I'm not paying for supercharging when I go. But I still plug up the Model Y at home anytime. It's just plugged up right now. It's literally, let me show you. I just leave it. Tesla recommends that you charge at home. They recommend that you charge at home and leave your car plugged up. If I didn't say that already, they say just leave it plugged up. So look at this. That's my Model Y, just plugged up. Yeah, it's just, and I'm going to go and plug it because it's fully charged. But you definitely should leave your cars plugged up at the house. Charging at home, the last 1 year cycle I did on the Model 3, I paid $106 difference to charge that car at home. I saved so much money versus my other 4-cylinder Cadillac that was in there. Remember the white turbo sports Cadillac? That car was $50,000, $60,000, and fuel was good on it, but not great. But the gas savings versus the the Model 3 that replaced it, $106 to charge the car all year. Like, come on, son. That's just phenomenal. And the fact that I'm supercharging all year on my Plaid, I'm not, I do have unlimited charging, but the point is, if I didn't have unlimited charging, I'd probably spend maybe 100 to 150 for the whole year plugging up right here at the house. I got outlets on both sides. So, but since I'm supercharging free, I'm not paying anything, nothing to me. I'm just driving the car. And if you grab a car right now, again, you get 3 months supercharging free, along with your free self-driving for 3 months. Again, on top of all the discounts. So I'll leave you with that, man. I just wanted to sit down and talk to you again because I get a lot of comments about owning a Tesla. What's it really like? The truth of the matter is, it's just like having a regular car, like a regular gas vehicle, without the headaches. There's headaches. And the Teslas do break down. Like, something can go wrong. My car is going to be in my Plaid is going to be in the service center on the 2nd. I'm having them do some repainting. And the thing about Tesla, I noticed some things along the bottom of my car when I bought it new. Tesla's covering everything. They're willing to just get it. So inspect your car when you get it, because they'll fix everything at no cost. Everything's under warranty. They're going to check. They're going to give me new side rails and paint them brand new, everything, and no charge to me. That's $1,500 that I don't have to spend now. And new ICE vehicles, you buy it. Most of the time that I bought an ICE vehicle and I say, hey, something's wrong with this, they're like, well, this is how it comes. I'm like, wow. Yeah. So Tesla's warranty and bumper to bumper, it's so worth it, man. You find a scratch or a nick when you inspect that car, as long as you talk to them about it, whatever. And even after the fact, when things go wrong, it's just easier with the Teslas. It is. So I'll get out of here, man. Use the link in the description to buy yourself a new Tesla. Go pre-owned, used, certified, new, inventory, whatever you want to do with that link, you will save a lot of money. And I think over time, after you having your car, because hopefully you're buying this car to keep it until the wheels fall off, because that's how you should be buying a car. You shouldn't be buying cars just because you just want to buy a car, especially if you're at the point you're in. There are different stages in life. If you'll get to a stage where you're like, I'm just going to buy this car. I keep it for about a year or so, then I'll sell it. But when you're a young driver, you need to be settling in on your first car. Now, typically, when I was young, there was no first car. We didn't get no first car. My dad was like, Psh, walk. So I bought my own first car. But typically with a first car, current generation, we're in 2024. So we're way ahead of the curve when it comes to buying a vehicle. Your first car as a young person, I highly recommend the Model 3 or the Model Y with the 0% if you qualify, which most of you guys should, if you don't have too much debt going out. I highly recommend you get the longest range of them. Don't go for the sporty one so quickly, because they're all fast. The slowest Tesla is still faster than nearly 50% of the cars on the road today. So you'll get your little speed out of it every now and then, but go for that entry-level Tesla. Save all the money on the interest. Get your tax credit while you can get it. Get you a decent payment. Put down money if you want to, or don't put down any money because they have zero down as well. So figure out which one is best for you. Don't shoot for the fence if it's your first car. You don't want to dig yourself into a hole with a very expensive payment. Start somewhere and start with the Model 3 or the Model Y, depending on if you're a young family. If you're a young family, then obviously the Model Y is probably going to be the one for you. I know I have one. I'm not a young family, but the car it's a lot of car. That's why the Model Y is the number one selling car. But start with the Model 3 if you're just a single person, dating somebody or whatever, you have no children. You're going to be so happy with yourself that you caught it at this price point. You're going to love yourself for it. You'll have a decent payment. You'll have no more maintenance and no more paying for gas. And you can just get to drive. 3 months of your drive, your first 3 months will be on Tesla. So it's your man, Jay. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. And go buy that Tesla. I know you're going to want to do. I know there's a lot of Tesla people out there that don't own Teslas that really want one. And I'll see you in the comment section. Let me know what you currently own. If you own a Tesla, let me know if you're buying a Tesla new and, you have some more questions or whatever. And I'll try my best to answer them for you. I just love daily driving an EV now because for those that don't know and you're new around here, this tech channel is about tech. But the Teslas are tech, but rewind a little bit. If you can go back several years, you'll hear me saying, I'm not buying no electric car. Like all things, tech moves forward. I'm willing to give it a try. And now I can only drive an EV daily. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Take care.